Hello, everybody, and welcome to Thoughtaholic, my YouTube channel. And this is the first video that I'm making, and I'm quite honored to be doing that after so long. I have a lot of things to talk about, but firstly, in my first video, I'm going to talk about Manchester United. Go Reds! I love this club. I've been supporting this club from childhood. I've seen so many of their live matches, so many key matches. I've been supporting them for the last 22 years, since 1998. Yep. Uh, so the idea for my first video, I would like to talk about what are my thoughts uh, about the club. What's the position that it's currently at? Uh, what are the challenges? My thoughts on the manager, the players, the owners, the financial situation, and what can be done to improve the situation of Manchester United currently. Because we all know, as United supporters, we're going through a tough time right now. We really are. We do get a few occasional highs here and there, but overall, it's just been um, last 7 years since Sir Alex Ferguson. It's just been so tumultuous, and I've been through that journey. But I still love my club. So, what I would like to first start off is the situation before the transfer window. Um, we finished third last season. After the whole project restart, the whole season impacted by the coronavirus. We bounced back and we won so many Premier League games on the trot, and we drew a few, but we were actually on fifth or sixth, and we were quite a few points behind Chelsea, Leicester, and we caught up to all of them, and we came third, which was absolutely amazing. And credit to Solskjaer and the players there. What we needed after finishing third was to strengthen the squad, and we did have a few positions, even for the starting 11, that we really needed to focus on. In my opinion, those positions were centre back, central defensive midfielder, and right winger. So centre back, because we all know that Maguire and Lindelof. I don't know why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer picks them all the time, but they're not the ideal centre back pairing, because at least one of the two has to be athletic and fast. But both of them aren't. And Lindelof has got his flaws. He's great when the ball's on the ground, but in the air he's quite weak. Maguire, the opposite. In the air he's quite strong and powerful, but when the ball's on the ground, he's not that good. So we need a pacey, strong, athletic uh, defender who can, partner with either Maguire or Lindelof. Preferably, in my opinion, Maguire, uh, so that he can cover for Maguire's flaws. Like someone like a Bailly or a Twanzebe who's fit all the time. Because the problem is Bailly and Twanzebe, they're not fit. So that was the first position that needed. Second position was central defensive midfielder. Yeah, I know we've got folks like McTominay, Fred, Matic, uh, who have been playing as holding midfielders and will continue playing. But all three of them have got their flaws. Matic, he's slow, he doesn't have the legs, and he can easily be pressed. He gives the ball away when he's pressed. Secondly, you know, uh, Fred. Fred, Fred is the best of the lot. I think he's the best of the three. But once again, he doesn't have the vision, the long term vision uh, that world class CDMs have. And also, he takes one or two touches here and there, and he also is susceptible to the counter press. McTominay, he's quite poor when it comes to his short passes. Um, and he's somewhat of a passion merchant. He doesn't have the technical skills that are required. So we need a world class central defender so that he can be enough to be the shield in front of the back four. Um, right now, in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's system, we use two holding midfielders, two defensive midfielders, even when he does play Pogba. Um, and only Bruno is the midfielder allowed to go up front. And so I think if we are in this day and age, if we are supposed to win the league, if we are supposed to be the club challenging for titles, we cannot be the team that plays two holding midfielders in front of the back four. So some, like how Man City had someone like a Fernandinho, and how Liverpool, um, they use Fabinho. So these are world class CDMs. We need a world class CDM in that position. But the most important of all, what was we needed was a right winger. We needed, because we saw Dan James last season. Dan James started off really well. He scored a few very good goals in the right at the beginning of the season, and he provided a lot of assists. Just before I think Bruno came, he was the highest assist maker for Manchester United, and there were a lot of uh, you know games wherein we were not playing that well, but we ended up winning a few games here and there. It was because of James' crosses. So he was very promising, but then right after the middle of the season, towards the end, he really tailed off, and we could see that he doesn't have the minerals to produce consistently, and he doesn't have the technical skills. He doesn't know how to dribble past the opponents, um, and also many of the games that he thrived in were against teams that attack us, that have higher possession, that leave spaces, so he can run really quickly, um, in a counter-attacking situation, and cross the ball or score goals. So what we do need is a skillful, technical dribbler, someone like a Sancho, and so the transfer window did not go well at all. We needed these three positions, and it was a complete joke. It was a complete disaster. 2 months of just torturing Manchester United fans, torturing the manager, torturing the players. And I blame the board. I blame the owners. I blame Ed Woodward. And most importantly, I blame Matt Judge for it. Um, the managerial structure, the leadership structure, the ownership structure, which is over and above, uh, the football coaching staff, which includes Ole, is a shambles at Manchester United, and everyone knows that. It was a very, very frustrating transfer window, and we got Van de Beek, who is a central attacking midfielder, when we already have the likes of Bruno and Pogba and Mata are the people who can replace Bruno in that position. Um, although Pogba is not being played at center attacking midfielder role right now, but he's got the qualities. I don't think we really needed Van de Beek that much. Even though we got him, it was good. If, let's say Bruno is injured and let's say Pogba is still being played in a holding role, then Van de Beek can slot in. But you can't. Uh, but Van de Beek, he won't be getting the starting 11 and starting time, and up till now in the season, he's not been getting it. Getting Cavani, a 35-year-old out and out striker, is a good thing, but he's 35-year-old and he hasn't played for a long time. So I think that's a little bit of a touch and go. I'm not sure, whether it'll work out or not. And then of course you've Teles. I think Teles is the only intelligent buy, I think, out of this season. Left back, we needed cover last season when Luke Shaw was injured and when Williams played. We were really, really looking bad, and they used all the teams: Chelsea, Sevilla, Copenhagen, um, Southampton, West Ham. They all targeted the left whenever Brandon Williams was playing. And so we need a quality left back replacement. Brandon Williams, he's an academy product. He's quite good at for his age, but the only problem is he's inexperienced and he is a right-footed left back. We need a proper left-footed left back, and so Alex Telles was a good buy, and for cheap, which was pretty good. Donny van de Beek also we got for cheap. Um, of Cavani, of course, we got for cheap. Of course, his wages are a bit too high, but he was a free transfer. And then what else? Amad Traore and Pelestri, these two people will not be anywhere near. Forget the starting 11, but I don't think they'll even play in the bench? Uh, who are they going to substitute? I think these are signings for the future. So it's been a very disappointing transfer window. If I had to rate this transfer window, I would rate it 3 on 10. Um, the last transfer window being 5 on 10 when we got Maguire and Wan Bissaka and James. We needed another central midfielder, which we got later on in the January transfer window, Bruno. So because of that terrible transfer window, there were a lot of things that happened. Maguire having his personal problems, uh, you know, law related issues, crime related issues, seriously. And then Greenwood um, having his bit of challenges, Pogba getting coronavirus. So it's been a tumultuous summer, I would say. Not even summer, just a transfer window. And when the season started, we have been so inconsistent. We started off really poorly, lost to Crystal Palace, lost to Tottenham, and even when we won against Brighton, it was a really pathetic performance against Brighton. And so, I would say the reasons for that is a lack of a preseason. When we got done with the Europa League, we completed that 1 week or 2 weeks after the rest of the Premier League finished. And so we had 2 3 weeks where everyone was resting, but we were playing that time. And then, of course, the players needed a rest after the end of the Europa League. And so we were already running 2 3 weeks behind all the other major clubs, except maybe Man City. And so all Manchester United players did not have a proper pre-season. They had to immediately come back from their uh, recovery time, from their holiday, and start playing games. Um, and so that was not a good um, situation for us. Another thing was match fitness. Barely anyone was fit. And so the first 4 to 5 games, we could see, the remaining, all the other teams were much fitter than Manchester United. And they were pressing us, they were counter pressing us, they were attacking us, they were aggressive against us, they were outrunning us. And the only game where it started turning was the Newcastle game, when we defeated them 4-1. Was when we actually started outrunning the opposition and our fitness levels started improving. But before that, the Tottenham 6-1 thrashing, oh my lord, that was just terrible as a Manchester United fan to witness. Um, so it's been inconsistent. It's been all over the place. We had those terrible results in the beginning, but then we ended up beating Newcastle 4-1, and we ended up beating PSG 2-1 and Leipzig 5-0, only to lose again to Arsenal 1-0 and Istanbul Başakşehir 2-1. Oh, that was the worst game in the season so far, even worse than the Spurs game. Um, Dreadful defending, dreadful organization. The last man was Matic, the slowest of the lot. Oh my lord. For the first goal, it was just embarrassing. And it really angered me as a fan that time. But then we bounced back with a 3-1 win over Everton. So with this manager, with this team, you never know what you're going to get. You never know. And so we have to cross our fingers whenever we watch a Manchester United match. So as of now, the season has been really inconsistent. And I would like to talk a little bit about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Is he the right man for the job? How has he been as a manager? So I think when he took up this role, first 3 months were unbelievable. We were winning left, right, and center, and Pogba, Rashford, Herrera, Lukaku, all these players, Lingard, we were all on fire. And then when he was appointed as a permanent manager after that PSG miracle victory, just the wheels started coming off, man, and we really, really struggled. We were just about to reach top four, but then we finished sixth. And then the next season as well, very inconsistent. We lost 8 games. We had the worst start in 26 years. And then this season as well, we're having an even worse start than last season. So a few things about Ole which are his positives and his negatives. I think Ole is a great inspirational, motivational coach. I think he motivates the players, and the players play for him. They do really do respect him because he's a club legend. He's very good in bringing up the youth. He believes in the youth. He believes in the foundations of Manchester United. He knows the club in and out. Um, and so he also believes in team spirit. He believes in getting the team bonding, the team spirit, the team adhesiveness, everyone sticking for each other, uh, team cohesiveness, sorry. Everyone's fighting for each other, fighting together. He believes in that, and he's building a very good culture in Manchester United. He's weeding out the bad elements, the bad apples, one by one. And whatever was in his control, he's done it pretty much, sidelining or booting off players like Smalling, Sanchez, Lukaku, and Rojo, Dallo, Young, and so many players, that Lingard and Pereira, all these players that we didn't really need, and one by one he's just weeding them out, and I'm pretty sure he's also going to weed out a couple of more players very soon. And also whatever recruitments that he has had a say in, he's done well. um, Harry Maguire, he wanted that. I think of course Maguire's had horrible few games of late, but everyone can say that he is quality. He's not worth 80 million, but he's definitely quality. um, and then Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Ole wanted him. Bruno, Ole wanted him. So whoever he has wanted, he has gotten it, and they have proved to be class. Maybe except Dan James. Um, but there are a lot of signings, in the last window, which was not Ole's call. I don't think Donny van de Beek was Ole's decision. Cavani, I think that wasn't Ole's decision. So you can't blame him for that. But for the activities that he is completely responsible for, he's done well. And so also I think Ole believes in having a uh, sort of character, a personality. He believes in that, ensuring that all the players have the great personality, have the great characteristics, and they should be Man United players. So these are the kind of plus points I would say about Ole. He also does motivate a few players to make them feel better, like players like Martial, Rashford, Greenwood. I think he's done a good job on those three. Now coming to his drawbacks, I think he coaching wise, I don't think he's a good coach. If you talk about good coaches, Nuno Espirito Santos, Arteta. I know, Arsenal is a big rival, and we banter them so much and they banter us. But I really respect Arteta because I think he's a good coach. He's able to coach mediocre players to fit a style of play, a system of play, a pattern of play, which is another thing that Ole lacks. You don't know what is his style of play. You don't know what's his uh, pattern of play. What is Ole's um, system? Is it really counter-attacking? Is that what Manchester United is going to be all about? Because I think that any manager does it. Even the managers of Stoke City, of smaller clubs, they do that. So I don't see a possession-based attacking system, which the likes of Wolves have, which the likes of Leeds have, of course, Bielsa, which of course Pep Guardiola instills that, tiki taka. We know about gegenpressing, that Hansi Flick does it for Bayern and Klopp does it for Liverpool. What is Ole's style? We still don't know. And a few things that Oli needs to improve on, which is not good enough as of now, is his in-game management. A lot of times he brings the subs too late. He brings the wrong subs, or um, he replaces the wrong team members who are in the field, and so those are the things that he definitely needs to improve on. Will he improve upon it? I mean, another thing that I want to add is that the killer instinct. Uh, I think Ole is not angry enough for his team members. A lot of the team members, a lot of the teammates, they used to fear Sir Alex Ferguson. They, of course, they used to respect him, but they used to also fear him. I don't think anyone fears Ole, and I think fear is a very, very useful tool that the manager can use to bring the results from the teammates, and I don't see that. So the killer instinct to finish off games, to be ruthless, to be reckless, um, to take that call, to win the 50-50s, to press it aggressively, to attack, to win back possession, to transition quickly into the final third, to be direct, to shoot for goal. I don't see that under Ole. Of course, we have to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's still young, he's still learning, and he's picking up a lot of things. And whatever he gets criticized about, he does learn on that and he does improve on that. And whenever his job is on the line, this has happened like 7, 8 times in the last 2 years, he always pulls a rabbit out of the hat and he ends up winning a few games and then he goes on those crazy runs. Um, and so we never know what we're going to get from him. What we need is some consistency from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We need him to string at least 2, 3 solid seasons together where we win trophies, and then we can reliably 100% say that he is the right man for the job. As of now, there's a few more doubts. So I'm not an all out person yet, but I do feel that we need to criticize him. And if if the season goes on with really poor results, if he doesn't change the formation or doesn't get the starting 11 right, um, and if the players don't play for him, if they down the tools in the matches, then yeah, I mean you can say that we will have to start going all out. But as of now, no. I still think that his system of having two holding midfielders, while it's good serving him right now, but in the long term he really needs to get out of that. He needs to have one holding midfielder completely attacking, uh, formation 4-3-3. There has to be a lot of attack minded focus. I don't think diamond works. um, and one of the things is he needs to start playing Donny van de Beek. Donny van de Beek is pure class, pure talent, pure quality. And having him sitting on the bench is just a really disappointing thing. So only if he works on all of this and if he improves this over the next 1 or 2 seasons, then definitely he'll have my unyielding support. And he needs to build a culture of winning, like how Sir Alex Ferguson did for over 26 years. If he does that, if he works on a legacy, on a dynasty, then we can safely say that he's a great manager. But as of now, I'm still having a question mark over him. So despite all the doubts that I've talked about, I'm still a huge Manchester United fan. I will always support them till I die. I will always support the manager, back the manager. And as of now, right now, I back Ole. I'm not an Ole outer. But I do believe we need to criticize him. We do need to discuss about things that he needs to improve on. And I have full faith that he will improve. But is he the right person that's going to make us win titles, especially the league title or the UEFA Champions League? As of now, I can say no. But if he improves, who knows? I may say yes. All our job as Manchester United fans is to keep supporting and backing the team through thick and thin. Whether we lose, whether we win, whether we draw, of course we should criticize, but we should also back the team and we should back the manager. Um, One of the things that really bothers me more than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, more than any individual players or the system or whatever, is the ownership and the management of Manchester United. The leaders. they are a complete waste. I think the owners, they they're like leeches. They really suck Manchester United dry, and every year they just increase the debt. I still cannot believe they were able to do the leveraged buyout while they used the debt from Manchester United to buy the club, which doesn't make sense for me. I'm not a financial person, but it's quite obvious that what they did is completely unethical, and they don't know anything about football. They really are not that hell bent on winning trophies. They don't support the manager. They don't back the manager. Ed Woodward is a clown. He's clueless, but he's very good when it comes to milking money and making money for Manchester United, commercial side of things, but completely clueless when it comes to football. But he always wants to have the final say. He always wants to be the authority. Matt Judge, completely incompetent, terrible at transfer negotiations, terrible at recruitment, um, terrible at making decisive um, decisions to hire the right player at the right time, and needlessly doing these unnecessary transfer negotiation sagas that absolutely uh, yield nothing for the club and for the fans. It's complete disappointment and heartbreak. You know, these are the issues that are deep rooted. So no matter who the manager is, if these issues are not sorted, deep rooted issues are not sorted, then we will probably be the next Liverpool. It'll be 30 years or 35 or 40 years. I really hope not, but it will be 30 years until we win the league if we don't get rid of these owners. We need to get rid of them. They're a parasite, they're leeches. Um, we need good owners. With that, these are my concluding thoughts about Manchester United in the situation. I summarized a lot of things in half an hour. Hope you enjoyed it. Tada, bye.